listening to Comics Podcasting on the edge of civility.
Yeah, but bizarre is where we live. So.
Actually, I live in Connecticut.
You really want to be putting that out on the internet?
Well, I feel, I almost said the town, then I'm like, you know what? No one listens to us. But with my luck, the one person who does has like a whittled voodoo doll of Reverend Mad Duck. He's like, really?
Bob, John, Julio.
Julio
really
totally has
hope
a
you
Reverend
don't
Mad
have
Duck.
voodoo dolls on. That might explain why my... No, that's the biking I did. Never mind. All right, kids.
Voodoo dolls don't cause chafing. That's all I have to say on that subject.
You never know. It might be rubbing
He's
it with
sitting there with a
sandpaper.
potato peeler. Chafe. And we're starting off strong.
All
Good.
right. Fine. That's good. This is episode 53 of the Mean Geek, comics podcasting on the edge of civility.
5-3.
I'm your almost host, the Tech Jedi. With me, as always, the not quite co-host, partner, and whatever you want to call
Misdemeanor.
it. Misdemeanor, yes. Because we didn't quite get the felony ever. The Reverend Mad Duck.
Bless you, fuckers.
All right.
Pat pending.
So, you guys might have noticed that there's a brand new theme song written by the Rev's very own brother-in-law, Dennis.
Bomb chicka wah wah.
Band leader, is he still leading? Is there a No Response still?
No Response is no longer together. He is playing in a separate group. I don't know if it actually has a name or if it's just, they do occasionally do shows.
Aha.
But if you enjoy the theme song, send us a letter and I'll be happy to point out ways you can get more music from
Sure, he's available for bar mitzvahs,
barbecues,
weddings, at the random goth club.
what's that Jewish thing where they cut off the foreskin?
Bris.
Bris.
I don't think Dennis wants to do a bris.
That's bris, baby.
Then again, he does have a 3-year-old, so he could probably use money any way he can get to it. Where do you want to start off, man?
Well, we're all about beer and comics, so let's start. Before we start, let's start. What are we drinking?
We are drinking a new concoction I found this evening. I rather enjoy it. It's an India Pale Ale by Red Hook. It's Long Hammer IPA.
And what are we watching tonight?
We are watching the insane Japanese flick, Battle Royale. Now, I hadn't seen it before, so I'm going to miss a lot of what's going on, but I understand the gist is it's Japanese Lord of the Flies with hundreds of teenagers killing each other all
about
the
one
time.
classroom, about 40 kids.
Oh, okay. So, they don't always tell you everything when you read these things. So, I tried to get some plane tickets and hotel rooms for San Diego next year today.
Oh, yeah?
Bastards won't let me reserve more than 330 days in advance.
Who are you taking?
I'm going to go with Andrew again.
Oh, very nice.
And I think...
Doesn't he already live out there?
No, he moved up to Washington, which is what my next sentence was going to be. I'll probably be at Emerald City Con next year as well. Since, I can stay with him and just drive in that day.
We represent
The Lollipop
Comic. The Lollipop
Okay,
Comic.
I didn't expect that really, but... Alright. So there are our plans. Don't forget, we're going to be hanging out extensively on the Saturday of New York Comic Con in just a few weeks, just a few short weeks. So,
We don't have a booth. We won't be able to find, but we'll be wandering around. So if you see two bearded guys that like comics walking around, be like, hey, are you the Mean Geeks? And expect to get slapped.
Well, that would be us. So,
And everyone else there.
Maybe I'll hold off on the beard so it's identifiable. No, it's not going to work. People
We're
are
not
already...
thin, if
Is
that
that
helps.
Gogo Yugari?
I have no fucking clue.
Right. So, Superman 702.
I was
Much
right, wasn't I?
happier. Much, much, much happier with this one.
Did you go back and reread 701?
Yes.
did you, after we talked about it, did you find more appealing concepts to it?
No.
No, you still hated it.
No, I still hated it. I did like this one better. The little playfulness on the basketball court was good. And this is the kind of thing I finally wanted to see in a comic.
What's that?
There's always these stupid aliens running around, or some supergroup that's researching something, and they're just researching to research, and they never really do anything with all the wonderful things they find. Like Reed Richards. Why hasn't he cured cancer yet?
Cancer is actually anti-rubber. So when he comes into contact with it, he molts.
That makes even less fucking sense than anything else you've ever said ever.
I know, I'm so top 5.
I've spoken to you stumbling fucking drunk at 4 a.m. I understood you better than I just did. What are you doing?
At least I didn't use mulch.
Mulch? Mulch wouldn't have been appropriate.
Neither was molting.
You think we got it right there? Mulch wouldn't be appropriate?
Who's to say? What did you end up naming the last one?
I didn't yet.
Is the last one even up yet?
No, it's not. Well, it's actually in the server. It's just not published.
Ah.
So that won't take but a minute. It takes all of 30 seconds. At any rate, so he tells these aliens, you want to hang out. And it wasn't a clever concept, but, you know, it was a noticeable parallel of illegal aliens in America today. So he's trying to be almost socially relevant. He didn't really take a side on it.
There was a lot of Michael Moore-ness in this episode.
Yeah.
Including Flint, Michigan.
Yes. Yes, Flint was definitely on the table in this issue. So, but no, he told the aliens, look, if you want to stick around, you got all these wonderful things you can do. Do it for the town. If you're going to live here, you're going to be part of the town, do something for the town. And a girl just got a knife thrown into her forehead. That's nuts.
And to quote Grease 2, let's do it for our country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have sisters. I know shit.
I was in Greece once. Greece 3, actually.
Pardon me?
But what?
Grease 3? The second coming of Danny Zuko?
But no, he was much more Supermanish in this one.
Well, I do feel there was a larger Superman part, but what I liked about the first one is coming to pass in this one. You know, here's the Superman readjusting with his small town roots and the world as a whole.
Yep.
But you know what? You see him fly. You see him help people. You see him punch a big robot.
Yeah,
and be annoyed.
which is all good.
And again, you have that moment that only Superman can have. Like, you're hitting me with a robot. You know I'm going to kick your ass. Why are you doing this?
The one thing I'm still stuck on, and I don't know why it irritates me so much. I really don't.
This better not be about faces.
It is. You know, Superman existed
You're
for
a face Nazi.
40 some odd plus years.
Yeah.
Before, and bless his soul, before Christopher Reeve ever fucking showed up. Now that he's gone, and he had such a tragedy, everybody wants to draw a Superman look just like fucking Christopher Reeve.
I don't think it's about the tragedy. I think it's that the first Superman film was iconic for a lot of comic book films. Like, now we have a bajillion comic films to choose from.
Yeah.
When Superman came out, there weren't a ton of them, and what there was garbage.
Yeah.
The Superman film was your pinnacle. It's just like Star Wars. Now there's all sorts of sci-fi films, but back then we had Star Wars, which also happened to be awesome, just like Superman 1.
But Superman was well defined with a look before the movie.
Yeah, and Christopher Reeve was chosen because he completed that look.
And now they've reversed it, and they're making Superman look like Chris Reeve.
I don't always say. I mean, you know, Ed McGuinness doesn't. His Superman
McGuinness
has a
doesn't, no,
chin that can whap
because
himself in the forehead.
He's got quite the huge... is this kid's head going to blow up?
No.
Of course it is. The red light's blinking. Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Kid's head's going to blow up.
It's
going to
not
blow up.
going to blow up.
Yes, it will.
Nope.
It's going to constrict and chop it off?
No. His head will still be attached to his body.
Well, what's it gonna do then?
That.
Is that all? It just blew up his neck. All
Which
right,
is
so
actually more realistic and disgusting in a horrible kind of way.
At any rate, I did like the new Superman 702. It was earthy, and it was actiony, and it was Supermanish. So, it fulfilled all its goals. The Last Dark Times. Blue Harvest Part 5 of 5, which is like about 6 months late.
Is this actually done?
This is it. This is over.
Are you sure?
I am. They're canceling...
Because it ends on, I'm in the middle of something.
Well, it ends on a positive note. But, you know...
He's in the middle of a friggin' fight in a basement.
Well, no, I mean, the implication being, you know, with the "it's my job" line, is that he finishes them all off and everything's hunky-dory.
I don't know. It kind of leaves a lot to be developed.
Well, how many... I mean, how many movies and such have you seen where the guy just gives a wry smile at the end and wades into the enemies and the credits roll? I've seen several of them.
Okay, fine. You've seen several movies. Good to know. I mean,
What
I
I'm
don't
saying,
care.
it's not an unknown device. Like, all right, well, we've gone pretty far. Now, let's end it and call it even. You know, like I said, the implication being that there's a fight and he wins. But Dark Times
is no more.
Is no more. Dark. God damn it. The other two, Legacy and
Suck.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Suck.
Well, yeah, that's why they're over. They're being replaced eventually. The Old Republic is a standalone based on a video game that hasn't even come out yet.
Which does not help the storytelling in that one iota.
No, it doesn't. It's a decent enough start. I think they got quite a bit going on there. They're twiddly bopping all around.
The only thing I really enjoyed in Old Republic is the Wookiee bounty hunter wearing goggles.
That was pretty funky.
But they develop no characters. They add nothing. It's more pointlessness. There's 45 Jedi, one of whom has an action figure somewhere, so you're like, oh, I know her! Ha, ha.
Or two of them. They got the Plo Koon, the same race as Plo
Yeah, but
Koon.
he shows up for like a page.
Yeah, well, there's that. And they can't make up their mind with the art on this one Jedi girl. They can't decide if she's 12 or 28.
And then we've got a romance between a Jedi and a non-Jedi, which, of course, hasn't been done to death at all.
Which is really starting to irritate me, because when did they start this code about the Jedis can't know love? Because this is clearly happening.
Well, you know what?
And it happened in the other Dark Horse... the other Dark Horse books from the 90s, they were having babies and getting married and stuff all the time.
It happened in all the books. It happened in all the old original Marvel comics. But then in order to build the birth of Vader, Lucas instituted a code that had never been established previously, to my knowledge.
So, yeah, but this has come out 5 years after that code was established. So, I mean...
No nookie for Vader.
I think Steven Sansweet has fallen down on the job there.
Vader gets no nookie.
Not after he falls, anyway. Not once he's actually Vader. Alright. You guys didn't see that, but he did a whole Frankenstein thing. Twice. You're a fucking maniac.
Hey, there's something about reviewing comics that brings out the beast in me, apparently.
Oh, don't ever say that sentence again. Please don't ever fucking say that sentence again. Just tell me about Tom Strong and the Robots of Doom. Now that he's with his son, and they've found the secret hideout.
It's not a son, that's a
earlier
version
parallel,
of him, you creepy bastard.
Well, his son is in here. So it confused me.
Yes, Albrecht. His illegitimate Nazi son.
Well, if you're going to have...
Which kind of tells you all you need to know about this book.
If you're going to have
He's with his future self, and he's fighting his illegitimate Nazi offspring against a bunch of robots.
Which is, when you say it, it sounds stupid. But when you read it, it's pretty cool.
You know what? I think my problem with this book, and I'm enjoying it, is that it is kind of stupid. Maybe because it's a longer storyline. All the Tom Strong books generally ran on a 1 to 2 issue story arc.
Right.
So you never really looked too deeply at them when Alan Moore was doing it.
Yeah. But now...
You've got a 6-issue
one's
building, and you're like, really? You're going to keep doing that? You're not just going to punch a robot? Now they have to draw it out.
Well, I don't think they really have a capacity to tell shorter stories these days.
It's possible.
It's very difficult. They're not trying very hard to do it at all. They're doing okay with Brave and the Bold, another Straczynski book. Their one-offs are quite enjoyable.
Well, I mean, that's a guy who's probably putting a lot more thought into his one-offs than most people.
But what about Hector Hammond? Can you believe he's back?
I love Hector Hammond, man.
Freaking took long enough, didn't it?
Well, you know what? It's not easy to pop out a Hector Hammond storyline.
Why not?
The man has a giant head. And he's not interesting.
Look how many times they pulled out MODOK. MODOK doesn't just have a giant head, he is a giant head.
There's truth to that.
I mean, Hector Hammond is like a elongated, drawn out retard Charles Xavier. I mean, he could do all kinds of crazy shit with his mind.
Last time I saw Hector Hammond was the Green Lantern Flash 4-issue story arc crossover. And that's quite a while ago. And that involved Gorilla City and him becoming a babbling idiot who liked bananas. It's vaguely specious, the number of Gorilla City stories that involve the word banana in one way or another. Like, do you remember the Folio Angel and the Ape where they turned Grodd into being obsessed with fast food over bananas?
Banana my dreams.
It's an entire race. You know, maybe they enjoy broccoli. Who the fuck knows? You know, let's just take banana out of the equation slightly.
Apes and broccoli?
Why not?
Broccoli eating apes?
Chick with an arrow in
They
her
are
neck?
vegetarians, I guess. But it occurred to me when I was reading this, and I came to this splash page where Hammond is floating around with the orange lantern. Who grooms his, formerly pencil-thin mustache? His very Clark Gable...
Jimmy Buffett?
Why would you say Jimmy Buffett?
Well, he wrote a song called Pencil Thin Mustache, so...
Did he?
Yeah.
This is why I don't listen to Buffett.
Well, there are many reasons why you don't
Who the
listen to
fuck
Buffett.
sings about mustaches?
Jimmy Buffett.
Besides Jimmy Buffett. I mean, think about this. Why would you write a song about a mustache?
He's pencil thin.
Is that like wafer thin?
He's wafer thin.
I fucking nut. But he is a creepy bastard, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think they could use him more often.
Hammond, you know what? He's a classic villain. It's like Multiple Man, except they haven't turned him into a cosmic joke. Another guy was a pencil thin mustache.
They're building the mystery of what the White Lantern's about. They take a quick detour to the Hope Planet, Nanda Parbat. I liked it, but I wasn't impressed enough to remember what's going on until Hammond merges with the fucking Orange Lantern and becomes a construct of his own.
Yep.
Looking like... What would you even call that? I mean, how would you describe this thing? This is
honestly, how I feel about this is Venom.
That's... Yes.
It feels like...
Got the thousands of needle-sharp teeth, the big, huge split tongue. This is just fucking...
No.
horrid.
The way I feel about it is that you have this big event, right?
Yeah.
And you introduce a new item. In this case, the Orange Lantern.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the black symbiote costume.
I see.
And suddenly, it becomes bigger than you expect it to be. You do the Venom storyline. You do the I'm really greedy and orange. And suddenly, you've got this giant animal, and they're trying to feed it in because what's the point of him still being on Earth collecting pink flamingos and police cars?
just greed. If there's going to be... think about how consumerist the human race is.
Fine.
If there's any place he fits in, it's just that,
But you gotta admit,
he doesn't have any restraint.
All the lanterns they introduced,
capabilities.
the purple foreign Saint Walker and the little elephant Ganesha Buddha character,
they show up on the
Larfleeze, and the orange lantern is definitely the character that jumped out of the whole.
Yeah.
Like, that's their money character, and now they're playing into it.
Well, why shouldn't they?
Right. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but to me, it has that Venom feel.
I can see that.
And I just hope that they recognize, because what happened when they overdid Venom?
Ugh.
Imagine, Larfleeze with his own comic book.
You know what? If Giffen did it...
Giffen doesn't do much these days, sir. And you hated Trencher, so, it's not like he's hit nothing but...
Ugh. So, really? Yes, I hated Trencher.
You
Absolutely.
Really hated Trencher.
I couldn't stand that goddamn thing.
An undead bounty hunter.
I'm done talking about this. The Cyborg Superman in issue 50 of the Green Lantern Corps. Revolt of the Alpha Lanterns.
I thought that bringing in Cyborg Superman was actually really clever concept.
Yeah.
It fit in. I assumed it pissed you off because the whole death of the Cyborg Superman was a pivotal part.
Well, he kind of...
That they dumped in less than, 2 years?
Yeah. They didn't...
Which is everything that annoys you.
But...
You were okay
I don't
with
even
it.
have a but. I actually did like this issue a lot.
Well, I thought, when you consider they're turning them into part robots and controlling them, and then turning out that it's actually Cyborg Superman with his history of the Manhunters, his whole origin of, I finally died, and then the Manhunters brought me back, so I killed them, was ridiculously bad.
Well, he wanted to die.
And he did, and then...
Leave him alone.
Hey, no one dies forever.
No.
Except for Terra Man. And the Trigger Twins.
Cool. Did you hear that, kids? Cool.
Why'd you
Leave
hate
the Trigger Twins alone.
Now, what would you do if there was a concept that would bring back
Two
Ted Cord?
dual-wielding cowboys.
What would you do if there was a concept that would bring back Ted Cord
But
and the
also
Trigger
had to
Twins?
I wouldn't have to buy a Trigger Twins book, right?
They'd be connected. Ted Cord, Trigger Twin.
I'm thinking.
Trigger Twin.
I'm thinking.
Ted Cord. I like it because there are T's involved.
You're an idiot. I like it because there are T's involved.
Don't be hurtful.
You're so weird. Wow, he just blew away like 6 people. Wow. And of course he leaves the girl for last. Anyway. This is a strange freaking movie.
Yep.
No, where were we?
Trigger Twins, Ted Cord. Ted Cord, Trigger
Alright,
Twin.
well, work this out. How... After the first year, is there a possibility of disconnecting them?
There's always a possibility. But then there's also a possibility of them being forever attached. 50 years from now, people are reading Ted Cord like, oh, I hope he beats the Trigger Twins this week.
Actually, if he fought the Trigger Twins, if he didn't have to be like buds with them.
Well, of course they're going to be antagonistic.
Alright, no, I can stand to watch the
All
Trigger
right.
Twins get their asses kicked.
What if they beat up Ted Cord?
I would not be happy. If they came
I shot
back,
you all in the knee! Ah!
him and his stupid BB gun fires bursts of light to daze people so he can then beat them. Somehow that seems more cruel than a shot.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
You get shot, you're down. That's it. It's over. Just drop. But then you're going to get dazed and then he's going to beat you? That doesn't seem proper.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that you wanted to talk about Zatanna.
All right. What issue is that?
This is number 3.
Okay. So by issue 3, and to be fair, I did not read issue 2. Never showed up in the pile, which happens. No judgment.
I don't remember that, but all right.
She's defeated her big nemesis, Brother Knight. She's resaved her father's soul for the 14th time. She's taken out all of his little spellcasters and resolved the entire storyline in 3 issues.
All right, well then let's go on to 4.
Which I have not read.
Which you haven't read. Well then let's skip it because we actually talked about 3 last time.
But my point is, I thought I had, you said I hadn't. But really, why can't... Shouldn't saving your dad's soul from the devil who took
Take
it
a bit
from
longer?
the devil... A 3-issue story arc? Really?
Why should it take that much more? What?
Secret Wars, a 3-issue miniseries.
Secret Wars is a bit bigger scale.
Really? You're fighting the devil, you go up there, you just say shit backwards and he falls down.
A devil, not the devil.
Well, fine. Right? You break out some little nightmare demon that you found in your closet and held till he could do you a favor. Ridiculous.
Why not?
The demon of daydreams, if I remember correctly.
I don't mind that. Shorter is not necessarily worse. Longer is not necessarily better.
True. In this case, however, this was not good. And I like Paul Dini, but no thank you. Zatanna...
All right, the other thumbs down. Yes, I see that.
Yeah, it's very romantic.
Very what?
Romantic.
What is thumbs down?
Yeah.
What?
Roman-like. Romantic.
Why do I put up with you?
I'm funny?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, 4 irritated me a little bit because they already swapped out the artist. Either that or he radically changed his fucking style.
Maybe it's just a filler.
Hopefully. Nemesis?
I'm intrigued
Not impressed
by Nemesis. No,
at all.
Nemesis is exactly what... This is what Millar does. He's created this weird concept and he's following it to its ridiculously widest envision. The same thing that happened in Wanted, the same thing that happened in Kick-Ass, is now happening in Nemesis. He's created the world's greatest supervillain in a world without heroes.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's taking on cops.
And he leads them on a merry chase just to get caught, and he's supposed to have planned it.
It's insanely over the top and ridiculous. Is it more so than Kick-Ass was? Is it more so than Wanted was?
Not yet, anyway.
Did you enjoy both those books?
Yeah.
Immensely.
But now I have 2 books ahead of this one that are following the same formula by the same guy. So,
true, but you are intrigued enough to see if it goes any different.
Not for much longer.
Well, you'll finish this out, but will you touch the next Millar book if this doesn't go anywhere? That's the question. But no, I'm not anti-Nemesis in any way. I'm intrigued by the villain aspect, but he's already kind of done that in Wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
And the over-the-top he's already kind of done in Kick-Ass. So, I mean, it's not new territory.
No.
But hopefully it goes there.
He needs to get some very interesting twists and details in there to really set it apart. And he hasn't had time to develop those yet.
Well, he's had plenty of time. It took forever for issue 2 to come out.
Well, you would have thought that he had plenty of time. Flash 4? Are we still unimpressed by this?
All right. Flash 4. We've got the future rogues
are
chasing the Flash.
After the Flash.
The current rogues are concentrating on freeing Captain Boomerang and bringing him back to his former glory. And how fucking glorious was Captain Boomerang ever?
He was not glorious.
I mean, I love the rogues, but come on.
But they are buds, so they gotta do something.
But he's got to be badass enough to be buds with the Weather Wizard.
Well, yeah, I suppose there is that. I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
Flash is reinstituting himself into the world. Like, Barry Allen, hey, you were a great cop. Haven't you been dead for like 20 years?
Yeah, how did it become so easy to just plop right back into life? Yeah, witness protection program, my ass. Nobody believes that.
And nobody would be like, oh, hey, well, they forgot now. The mob's tired.
The mob's tired.
Sleepy mob said I could come back and be a cop again.
Well, there's a Sicilian statute of limitations there.
I bought them off with sausage.
Sauce? Yeah, a little bit of sweet sausage, some fucking hot sausage. They dealt. They took care of it. The guy's got a fucking axe in his head. He's still stumbling around. And this guy's just looking at him, asking him if he's okay? I'm sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine. You got an axe coming out your head. It's just a flesh wound. This movie is fucking nuts, man.
I actually really enjoyed the book. I enjoyed the film, but I had read the book first and I preferred that. Shocking.
The manga?
No, Jacob, back in the day, bought me the book.
There was a novel?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yep. I don't know which came first, to be fair.
Huh.
I'm not really up on these things, but...
Weird.
So...
Yeah,
Flash,
keep going.
And we end on what might be the best or the worst aspect of this, which is future rogues fighting current rogues. But the whole Uber mirror that's going to turn and kill off the Flash's girlfriend, which is going to make him a murderer.
A pot lid and binoculars are their weapons.
I gotta be honest, this book needs to get a lot better.
Flash 4? Yeah, just...
But, to be fair...
Because I'm tired. How many times can I read the, we're going to arrest you for something you're going to do one day?
Well, that's just wretched.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But, go back and think about Mark Waid introducing himself on Flash.
Oh.
No.
What?
The first couple issues, we were like, oh my god, this is redefining.
Yeah.
It took a while, and then you had to go back and be like, oh, he was building things here that came to fruition later.
Right.
So, I do think there's potential in this book. It's a great character. I enjoyed Old School Flash a lot. You got a decent amount of them.
Yeah.
The classic 70s ones with the best covers on Earth.
Oh, yeah. And I bought a shitload of Wades in one of the shows recently. Quarter a pop.
There you go.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. But, I don't know. This story
is not impressing me
at all.
I
like Maniple, but I think Johns maybe is finally doing too many fucking things at once.
Well, here's my take. I would wait before, and of course, it's your money, you're the final arbitrator. But I would wait till the second storyline because they started with time-traveling rogues, which is not a great start.
No.
So let's see what he does without that before we write the book off completely. You follow me?
Yeah, I see.
If he can't do anything better than that,
then it's bye-bye.
That would be my thought. But if you can't improve off time-traveling rogues, you probably shouldn't be writing.
You should give it up. Oh, that's just mean. He put a clip full of fucking ammo in the two of them and then he starts kicking them? That's just mean. Ah! And another half a clip. Whoa, that's fucked up. So, Generation Lost 5 and 6.
5 we talked about before.
Alright, we'll skip over 5 then. 6, where more fucking time travel. Can they give it up? I'm tired of time travel. Oh my god, this is another 1,000 years in the future, and I'm actually Power Girl who's all crazy and old, but I'm not dead because I'm Kryptonian and I don't age.
But I was wounded in a battle caused by Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
So now Captain Atom is anti-Maxwell Lord. Wasn't he already?
Yeah, he always was. Yeah, absolutely.
So, what was the point of this?
Absolutely nothing.
My big issue with Generation Lost is that it wants to be funny.
It's trying here and there.
And the issue after this, much more so, when they invade and they're all dressed in the red rocket armor.
Right.
And they're really trying for a humorous tone, and it's not playing out as humorous.
No, it's not working at all.
it's like slightly amusing. It's not a comedy book, but it's trying to be comedic.
Yeah,
Because it's based on a comedic book, and it's just not a great pairing.
Yeah, it gives you a little grin, but that's really about as far as it goes.
And the worst thing is you're fucked, because you can never stop buying this book, because if Ted Kord does come back, this is the book where it's going to happen. I want to be there
when he does.
This is your only shot. And meanwhile, you've got the current fucking Blue Beetle, the new Red Rocket.
Trying to figure out what in the hell's going on. Who are these guys and why are they fucking with me? Why did they bring me into this stuff?
So you've trapped yourself by your own love of Ted Kord. How's that feel?
I have. I've totally screwed myself in that fashion. But, I don't... More time travel. Fuck it.
I just feel like Generation Lost wants to be funny and isn't. Wants to be going somewhere and kind of is. I did like in the most recent one how while everybody else is turning into a White Lantern, Maxwell Lord somehow manages to fuck it up and sees himself killing Magog. And to be fair, if this book ends with the result of Magog going away,
that I could deal with.
Suddenly, I'm the world. I'll go out and buy the fucking deluxe hardcover OMAC edition and have it signed by Maxwell himself when he does guest appearances. I'll dress up as Maxwell Lord, give myself a nosebleed and a tie.
I would pay you real money for that. We should go to New York doing that.
But if they do that...
I'll be Captain Atom. You can spray me down with silver paint. I'll shave my head. So, and then you can be Maxwell Lord. You can walk around in with some dumb gloves that's fit no fucking purpose.
Dude, you'd
a tight black shirt.
You would never, ever be Captain Atom.
Well,
if you were going to dress up, you would break out the Ted Kord costume.
I would have to. In the physically fat... you're not physically fit.
You're physically fat.
That would work. That would be just fine. Who are you supposed to be, man? I'm Ted fucking Kord during the Giffen days, baby. I'm about to have a fight with fucking Guy Gardner and get my ass stomped, get my back broken, and have a ruptured kidney.
Well, he was winning till he cheated.
Yes, there was that.
All right.
How wretched, how utterly unconcerned with anything that's happening are you about Brightest Day? And I think that my particular questions, phrased the way they were, pretty much sum up exactly the way we're both feeling about this.
Brightest Day, what is it, 6 there? What's the top
6
one?
and 7.
6 and 7. All right, so 6 is all about the Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
Which... I have never given a rat's ass about the Martian Manhunter.
The only time I ever liked him is when he was eating fucking Oreos.
So now he's looking for love with Miss Martian, who's getting her ass kicked by another Martian.
Isn't that like his niece or something, though?
I'm ecstatic that I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
But there are suddenly Martians galore. None of them are white, so we don't have to worry about the Grant Morrison white Martians reappearing. Although that was one of the JLAs that you did very much enjoy.
Yes. I did find it amusing and pointful about Deadman finally having a cheeseburger again.
Yeah, and then suddenly that results in people becoming White Lanterns, as we just talked about.
Because he found a purpose. He understood.
He had a cheeseburger.
He knew what he needed to do. He was back as a live human being. He was hungry. So he had to fulfill something, and the physical manifestation of that fulfillment, I'm really fucking reaching here.
Yeah. There's just so much going on in this book that I don't fully understand, and I can't honestly say I much care about. Mara is actually an assassin sent to kill Aquaman, whose sister is now coming to finish the job.
Really?
The Martian Manhunter is being chased by another Martian, and is slowly killing the Earth by walking on it. Although chipmunks live when they touch him.
Which doesn't make any kind of fucking sense.
You've got alcohol problems in Firestorm because he doesn't suck enough without throwing a new crappy storyline. Plus, there's a third mind in there fighting the other two. And eventually, one Firestorm's going to teach one to be smarter, and the other one's going to teach him how to have fun and get laid.
That sounds like an incredibly bad sitcom.
And yet it's a book.
See? Johns is pushing it just a little too far. He's trying to get too much done.
And where is Professor Zoom?
Where is he?
Yep.
I don't know. Where is he?
He came back with the rest. He's gotten less friggin' press time than Captain Boomerang.
That is Gogo Yugari. He's getting less press time than who?
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, which is just fine, because Captain Boomerang is every bit as worthless as fucking Professor Zoom.
Dude, Zoom is the key Flash villain, and where is he in all this?
Oh, big ass knife coming out. Oh. Alright, we gotta stop watching movies while we're doing this shit.
Why? I never have a problem.
No, you don't, but you always whip out things I want to see, or...
Excuse me?
You always put movies in that I don't mind watching at all.
And Franco goes in where the others have been.
Oh, I have a very big surprise for you coming. I'm trying to decide.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to decide if I should tell you about it now, or wait till they come in and then I'll tell you. I'll just give it to you.
Okay. Dig that hole.
Alright, fine, I'll tell you. On the way, and we'll see if we can sell some of these, I have created and ordered Lee Marvin Day t-shirts.
Nice. Oh, I cannot wait.
It's right on the front. It's got that military stenciling type deal there with a couple of stars. And it says Lee Marvin Day. And it's got a huge picture of him on like Omaha Beach or something, yelling really loud with this mean look on his face.
Nice.
And on the back, it explains what a Lee Marvin Day is.
How did I describe
And Rev, I would appreciate it if you would detail to the listeners what a Lee Marvin Day is.
Well, this is, to be fair, before I bring this up, it should be pointed out that I may be an alcoholic. One day somebody asked me what kind of day I was having, and I'm like, I'm having a Lee Marvin Day. I was like, what do you do on a Lee Marvin Day? I'm like, I'm pretty sure you drink whiskey and hit women. It's not my proudest moment, but it is a reverend classic that has been thrown back in my face for several years now.
Now, to be slightly more humorous and slightly more socially acceptable,
which I appreciate,
that has been mutated into what?
I don't know. How would you?
Your first reaction, you decide it's a Lee Marvin Day before you even get out of bed.
Yep.
And your decision about the day is that whatever situation you face, your reaction to it is either going to be to take a drink or punch someone in the face.
That's right. I did evolve it. Thank God.
So, kids, those will be on sale on the website.
Oh, great.
Great front. You know, Lee Marvin's dead. He can't sue us.
Why would he, really?
Wouldn't
you want a t-shirt that said Tech Jedi Day? I'm going to fix a computer or bang a broad.
Well, there's a lot of computers to be fixed.
Or Reverend Mad Duck Day. I'm going to drink something or go back to bed.
So, you know, order soon, kids. Avoid the Christmas rush. Green Arrow #2.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Well, you didn't like this one either?
It was slightly... It's still a ridiculous
Wow,
concept.
it's just the negative episode today, isn't it?
You know, my problem with Green Arrow is that I just don't care about the magic forest.
Every once in a while, you get a bad batch, and right now, this is the bad batch.
I was enjoying Green Arrow. I love Green Arrow. One of my top 10 heroes of all time. You got a huge amount when you bought my collection of the Mike Grell period and earlier and past. Love Green Arrow.
Yep, man, I enjoyed them all.
Fun.
No, it isn't.
It's self-pitying misery in a giant magical forest. It's like if a Keebler elf suddenly went berserk.
He's the protector of Star City if you're in the forest. If you're in the magic forest.
Well, that's all there is of Star City is the
if
forest.
you're in the magical star-shaped forests of Star City. Because that couldn't be seen a fucking mile away.
Meanwhile, his family is sending gunmen into the forest after him so they can take over Queen Manufacturing?
Yeah.
Which hasn't been pertinent since Count Vertigo was around?
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of all this shit?
At least you got to hang out with Green Lantern.
Yes. That was a bonus. It was nice to see Hal and Ollie together again. No matter how irrelevant or pointless the actual story fucking was.
And this book is supposed to be huge in the current events, right?
It is. It's supposed to be a big part. I don't see when or how, but, I mean...
Maybe Green Arrow will be the White Lantern.
No.
Not gonna do it.
I don't see that happening. It's probably dead, man.
I don't think so. Because the whole point they were making is now they have... In the last issue, now they're hunting. They've made them ready so they can go out and find the White Lantern.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be the first time you had a bizarro twist like that. And he's like, but all you had to do
Too
was
obvious,
look
because
in
they've
the
already
mirror.
made it out like it's going to be him for 5 issues, and then it wasn't. So I don't think they'll revert.
Yeah, there's that.
My hope
So,
is the White Lantern,
yeah.
the Trigger Twins.
Fuck off with the... Jesus Christ.
How unexpected would that be?
Jeez, DC is just sucking bowls this summer, aren't they?
It's all their eggs in one basket.
Wow, it is. It really is. Captain America? 608? More
Zemo.
Brubaker loving? The fucking Beetle? A new Beetle? A new inexperienced female Beetle?
Apparently they're slowly
Because the Beetle wasn't incompetent enough to begin with?
Apparently they're taking old Spider-Man villains and turning them into women. There was a female Doc Ock, there was a female Lizard, and now there's a female Beetle.
And I'm pretty sure...
When Lady Shocker shows up, I'm done reading
I'm giving
comics.
up comics.
Can't do it. This is ridiculous.
Oh, suddenly we're a Newsarama poster, right? If they do this, I'm not reading comics anymore. Man.
This is the last time I read Daredevil.
Daredevil may be ending.
Well, for about 6 months.
Maybe. Tops. Although there is something alluring about, that costume on the...
Shut up, you freaky bastard.
Come on. Is
The highlight of this book for me-
really an episode of The Mean Geek if I don't get lecherous?
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean,
The highlight of this book for me is that they've now revealed that Captain America is currently the Winter Soldier, the Russian spy who used to be Bucky.
yes, it's public now.
Which means,
Backlash.
eventually,
Drama. Craziness.
you can't have some weird Nazi hating communist freak be Captain America, which means that eventually someone's going to have to step back into the role.
Ba-bum.
And which means we get Cap back and not Steve Rogers Super Soldier. Then you can have Bucky out doing heroic stuff. Bucky is Nightwing.
Sure.
And you can be Nightwing. I don't mind. Do what you want. But you can't have Nightwing be Batman, and you can't have Bucky be fucking Captain America without eventually getting old.
Yes. But what'd you think of the character piece with Ricky Barnes?
Oh, Nomad?
Yeah.
I so don't give a shit about Nomad.
No, not overall, but this particular one was much better than everything else they've done with her.
What? You didn't like the whole disco dog chasing through the sewers period with the...
No, I didn't like that at all. I didn't even finish that series.
Really? You gave me shit to read that you skipped.
No, it didn't finish. I didn't buy the last...
No, this was in the backup features.
No, the standalone, the mini.
Oh, I never read that.
Yeah, I didn't give them to you.
No, I hate Nomad. I don't see a reason to have a younger female Nomad.
Well, I mean, that's all
Suddenly you've got
fault.
Squire again, or
Squire again.
Spoiler, or whatever the hell her name was.
Yeah, would be more appropriate to say
There are a
Spoiler.
lot of... Suddenly there are all sorts of Captain America, Batman comparisons, and they're
trying to reach out to that whole teen audience that they don't really have. I mean, I haven't seen in the comic shops that I've frequented lately.
right.
Lately being the last 2 years. Teenagers almost non-existent.
Yeah, but do you really think that more teenage girl characters is the way to go to build that audience back?
Well, apparently Marvel thinks it is. Just because I see what they're trying to do and understand their reasoning for it doesn't mean I think it's viable.
Well, we're also talking about, a period where they think that Jim Shooter can write comics again.
Yeah. And apparently Dr. Solar, which, by the way, is fucking solar. I keep hearing people... Yeah, you don't see a problem with it being solar, do you?
Yeah, 'cause it's Dr. Solar.
You don't see people saying solar panels, do you?
What, they're calling him Dr. Solar?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Is he going to save the Planet of the Apes?
I've... I've heard many, many, many people on dozens of podcasts. One of them has said solar, like they actually understood what they meant with solar. Man of the atom. What are the power of the sun? Atomic fusion. Solar.
Does that mean that Magnus, robot fighter, will be out there as well?
You know what? I'll bet these morons are calling him Magnus.
Or Archer.
Oh, he's fucking Italian.
And Armstrong. What's another Valiant book?
I don't... Just be glad they're not getting into the Defiant books.
You just got a Defiant book.
I gave it to my nephew.
Why would you do that?
Because it's the Defiant book.
Why would you not burn? I mean, what did your nephew do? Did he bite you?
No, he didn't piss me off. He just doesn't know the difference between a decent comic and
he
that
will,
yet.
And he's going to remember.
And this will be an object lesson for him.
You're a mean uncle.
Hey, the mean geek, baby.
Good point.
All
right, what do we got next in the pile?
Thor 612. Oh, I see that head shake. That's never good. They might be building up to a pretty good battle here.
Well, I will say I like Tyr. I like how they're using him. I like... I'm not a big fan of the Valkyries that started eating people and became little demons. That's just ridiculous. The War in Hell...
where did they come from? They just came up... They just appeared one issue, and then that's what's happening now. Nothing. The backstory is happening as the rest of the story is happening. Which sometimes is okay, but... Really? Corrupted Valkyries?
Loki's gone. They need to...
They need to cook up other villains.
And so...
Hela's overused.
Hela's who they're using, in a sense.
Yeah.
Is Hela the villain? No, but is it a Hela storyline? Yes. Frost Giants are the least freaking threatening villain ever.
Yeah, nobody cares about Frost Giants. That's what
it's like
I'm
when
saying.
Superman has to fight bank robbers. You're like, really? Okay.
Nobody gives a damn.
I'm shooting you in the chest and it's bouncing off. Well, duh. Take your little bag with the money sign on it.
Holy fuck. They threw a head through the window with a grenade in its mouth. That's nuts. You rented this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The Rev's a sadistic, crazy motherfucker.
That's not true. The Rev watches sadistic, crazy motherfuckers.
Just don't watch Suicide Club. So, flesh-eating Valkyries.
I think it's a fun book. I'm not, blown away by Thor right now. I'm intrigued with where it's going. I just don't overly care at the same time.
But it is more mystical. It is more fantastic. It is more fantasy. And to me, that ain't a bad thing with Thor. I do not need to see him as a fucking construction worker again.
All right, I'll give you that. But, wouldn't you like to see some Warriors 3?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Some, Sif beating up some of these things.
Well, they gave a Sif book to us a couple of months ago.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that book. But you know what? That was a heartbroken, oh my god, alien Beta Ray Bill is no longer in love with me. And I'm going to help out saving his mystical yet smart ship from alien invaders no one's ever heard of. Yeah, I'm okay with not liking that book.
And yet you want more Sif.
In the context of a Thor book.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Hey, not everybody gets a solo book, all right? I'm not buying Mary Jane 101 either.
Oh, no. No. If they ever put out a Mary Jane book, I'd give up comics.
Nah, you wouldn't. You'd buy it. That's the worst part. You'd be like,
That depends on who drew it.
See?
If it was Greg
She
Land,
goes shopping in this issue.
I don't care. Does she try on lingerie?
Also, it's a Jim Ballant book.
Could be. Jim Ballant, Greg Land. Either way.
All right. So, next.
Secret Avengers, number 3. More Brubaker goodness. And out of absolutely nowhere, is this a bad Hex ripoff, or who is this guy? Why are they running around back in time again? Serpent crowns, cowboys,
And Nova.
and Nova.
Is Cap going to wear Nova's helmet
Cap is probably going to wear Nova's helmet.
to beat up alien-possessed Nova?
Alien-possessed Nova wearing
Serpent crown.
a strange, like,
And who's Nick Fury's
tertiary
boss?
version of the Serpent
Who the
crown?
hell is telling Nick Fury what to do?
Who does? Nobody tells Nick Fury what to do. Nick Fury is Nick goddamn Fury.
Madness.
I don't know.
Madness!
I get them off Mars. Really? This is their secret black ops?
I don't
Can't
care
be
about
done
Secret
in-
Avengers. I don't think
Can't
it's a
be
terrible
done in
book.
public type of missions?
I just, this is a team. And really, we're the Secret Avengers. Let's get the Beast on here.
Yeah, the
'Cause he's
least
subtlety.
secret guy you can find. Big blue motherfucker. Looks like a cat. Rumbles around. No, that's not. What? Really? No. But, if they brought him back to Earth in the next one, and they just did some good fucking superpowered espionage, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I'm
be
not.
happy
I'm
with
not
that.
writing the book off. I'm not loving this, and I really hate anything that has Nova on it.
Well, Nova's not going to last. Nova's going to go through this storyline. That's going to be the end of that.
You think?
Sure.
You hope.
No, because Abnett and Lanning's got to use them in their Guardians of the Galaxy and all their cosmic shit they've been doing.
We'll see. I suspect Nova's in for the long haul. Nova. They want to make Nova a player, so you watch.
Yeah, but it wouldn't belong on a...
That's
Right.
Nova-tastic.
You always give me that little head turn, like, are you really this dumb?
Yes, I do.
Bastard of bastards. Avengers Prime.
All right, what do we learn in this book? If you ever get lost in a Norse world, don't say you're friends
Friend of
with Thor.
Especially if the guys are significantly taller than you. Because that means frost giants, and that means beatdown.
Hey, I'm a good buddy of the guy that beats the shit out of your family on a regular basis.
Unless you're Cap, and then of course you can beat up frost giants with impunity.
And you could hook up with blue chicks, except you're Cap, so you don't.
That's right. And Fin Fang Foom is back? Who expected that?
I always expect Fing Fang Foom.
You demand Fin Fang Foom.
Dude, even in DC books, I'm like, where's Fing Fang Foom?
How come I don't... why isn't it possible to have Fin Fang Foom in Batman?
I'm disappointed on a regular basis, but I find if you go in expecting Fing Fang Foom, and eventually he shows up, you're always rewarded.
Yes, you're very happy with that. And then we got to listen to the Enchantress bitch about how come, she doesn't get to have Thor anymore. Blah, 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 blah.
So, what is your take on Avengers Prime?
I don't... It's only 2 issues, but I still don't see what its purpose is. I don't see why it's there. I don't see what this story fits.
Well,
I mean, granted, there's 3 more issues to go. So who knows how much story they're going to develop.
It's a story. It's not a pinnacle. It's, but at the same time,
they want to show
Alan Davis, it's decent art. You're intrigued by it. You're curious what's going to go next. I'm relatively certain they won't be sacrificing Tony Stark.
No, of course not.
But, I do want to read the next one. So, to me, it gets a point. But, yes, I did learn that if I am friends with Thor, don't mention it around giants or elves.
It's nice to see the main guys together. Cap, Thor, Iron Man. They belong together. They're here together. But I think it's just a general adventure. I don't think there's a real point to it.
Yeah, but you know, that's what you like, is having that once in a while.
I do.
And there you have it.
But I'm just trying to see where it's going. I mean, they just launched him into an adventure and called it even. And now we're waiting for the rest of it.
That's not a bad thing.
Most of the time. We'll find out. I'm going to finish it, of course, you know. I like Bendis. I like Guise. It's all good. Secret Warriors 18. Last ride of the Howling Commandos.
Till the next one.
Till the next ride. More Senate hearings. Did we cover this last time?
Different one.
Different one.
There are more Senate hearings.
There's always more Senate hearings. Which reminds me, comic-related thing, Senate hearings. I just finished The 10-Cent Plague.
And?
Which, if you are remotely a historical person in regards to the comic industry, this should probably be a must-read.
Okay.
This comes all the way up from, like, the Yellow Kid all the way up to the Senate hearings in 54. And it's got a lot of really good quotes. We understand where the Gaines family was coming from with EC Comics. Whole lot of really good anecdotes. But I think he was using all these anecdotes and backstory and history of the people in the industry and how the industry worked, because he didn't have much more. I mean, because what more can you say? People were worried that crime and horror comics were harming kids and causing juvenile delinquency, and then Wortham ostensibly proved it, so to speak. Yeah. Not really. But...
in theory.
And they found out that... I found out that there was a whole lot of individual communities that were just banning these things outright and sending cops to confiscate shit off of newsstands. The Hartford Courant
really
ran a series of articles that just lit a fire under people in New England to get these things banned. It was amazing. I was like, wow, I'm going to have to see if I can find some of those issues there. You know, there's going to be some musty library somewhere in Connecticut that's got a copy of that shit.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And I'm going to go looking.
I don't doubt that for a second.
I'm going to go looking. So that distracted us from Secret Warriors, which is almost no action. Did you see any action in here? I didn't see any action in here.
It's all
not until the Argonaut and the Iliad collided, and there's a big attack in the last 3 pages, and the Gorgon guy is just like, "Here are my legs spread open.
They're about to slaughter a lot of people."
They're about to. But let's see him do it. Give me a fight, man. Give me Nick Fury and his caterpillars and, you know, all his backup groups.
It's a fight. Nick Fury's not going to be there, buddy. He's going to send 45 people in. 5 will come out. And he'll sit there and like, sometimes you got to make the tough choices. Right, right, Dugan. And Dugan will be sitting there in a full body cast, holes in his nuts, missing a foot.
That's right, Colonel.
With the cyber mustache going.
Cyber mustache.
Damn right. And they'll talk like tough men because that's what they are.
They are tough motherfuckers. I need more espionage. I need more spy books.
Bond.
I need Secret Warriors.
James Bond.
I need Secret Warriors to finish up with the whole AIM, Hydra, weird splintering factions thing.
So you'd like to see the return of Checkmate?
No. Checkmate's DC.
So? It's still a spy book?
What's that? No, that was a bad spy book. They're shooting each other, and she says, "Ouch, it hurts, you assholes. Stop shooting me." Well, Japanese translations never come out well, man. One day we're going to have to learn Japanese.
I'm probably never going to do that.
Wow, that's a lot of blood spurting. And finally they decide to die.
Not quite.
Oh, she ain't done just yet, huh? But she is out of ammo. Crazy, this movie's fucking nuts. Alright, I don't even want to talk about fucking Batman Odyssey.
Why not?
Because this was All-Star Batman on fucking meth.
Having never read All-Star Batman, I can't speak much on that.
This was All-Star Batman on meth, I'm telling you. Some unholy meth crack union in the same pipe that melted together and became some caustic chemical. I like Adam's art. I'm not entirely certain the man is not an Alzheimer's patient at this point.
Well, I think that's very cruel. You have to remember, he's being inked by who in this book?
Isn't it Jansen?
No.
Who's he being inked by? Where's the...
Mike Golden, which
Mike
makes
Golden.
for a much more comedic style. And I'm not mocking Mike Golden, but Mike Golden does a more cartoony book, so you have a very different feel to a Neil Adams book than you ever would in the past.
No, I'm just
If
fine.
Jansen had done it, you'd have been much more comfortable with the art, but the softer tones...
No, I'm fine with the art.
So what is the issue?
I don't understand what in the flying fuck's going on after 2 issues already.
Well, he gets shot a lot.
Why does he get shot? And why is he shooting people? And why is he saying sentences that... I mean...
I like the Spanish secret agent called El Maniaco, personally. That was my highlight.
Alright, that was dumb. Although it was funny to see...
This is how Batman became This is Neil Adams' take on why Batman, who used to carry guns back in the 30s...
Way
no
back
does,
in the 30s for
but
2 whole fucking issues.
Reverting
Everybody
it.
forgets that by the end of the year he wasn't doing it again.
No one forgets. No one knows.
I
You're the
fucking
only
know.
Batman freak who's sitting there like, do you know he actually only carried that gun for 2 issues? No one knows that.
You knew that.
I did not know
Oh,
that.
bullshit.
I know that now, unfortunately. Ruined for life.
And these huge ass monologues in the front pages of each of these.
No.
I'm just going to talk a while
We're learning
while
more
I
about the
don't have
armor
my...
and the training of Robin and how he keeps getting shot. And the cover
Do I
of
have
each
to-
of these issues involves huge blood spurts coming out of Batman.
Do I have to see his big fat hairy chest all over the fucking place as just opening up the stupid book?
Apparently.
I don't like it.
Yet you'll keep going because it's Batman.
No, I won't. It's
You're-
over.
You're going to drop a Batman book.
It's 12 fucking issues of this weirdness.
Hey, could get better.
It's not going to get better.
Quitter.
I'll tell you what, man. You wanna go halvesies on this shit, man? $2.
You know, I'll get them for your birthday. That
Give
can
me
be your present.
Give me $12 now. We'll call it even.
I will call that your... I will buy the rest of Batman
I don't want
Odyssey.
these for my birthday.
Why not?
Screw you.
You love Batman.
This better be the gag gift you get me every year.
That'll be your gift.
Retarded. No, I don't understand this book at all. He originally told himself that he'd made the costume for the Beaux Arts. Now, I'm not a refined person.
No, really?
I'm not worried in any fashion that I would have to admit that at any point. Here I am. I'm not a refined gentleman of Ligier or Lazare.
I do not have a smoking jacket.
I may one day have une pipe, as the French say. But no, I don't. What's a beau art? I don't know what a beau art is. Is that a manly art? Is that what they mean? Like a beau, like a boyfriend? That doesn't make any sense. What's a beau art?
B-E-A-U, I take
X.
it. Beau, as in beautiful.
The beautiful arts?
Why not? It's an arty world, my
what
friend.
Beautiful? What's the beautiful art? What the fuck
It's
is
all
he saying
beautiful
here?
when you're Batman, baby.
Shut the hell up.
And then I win.
Well, everybody wins. Return of Bruce Wayne, 4 of 6. We're closing in, man. We're closing in.
Wow, you're just hating every Batman book right now.
Well, I mean, I don't have any new reasons to like this one. How about that? How's that sound?
Jonah Hex is in it.
Jonah Hex is a fine character. Nothing wrong with him.
You kind of hate Jonah Hex. Who are you kidding?
Why would I hate Jonah Hex?
When have you ever read a Western book without me going, awesome?
What? What's that got to do with what's your liking have to do with it?
I'm just saying.
Your liking it has nothing to do with my liking it.
Well, thank fuck.
As we found time and again. Sure, I mean, it's the right time period for Jonah Hex. But, so he just plops from one time to another in areas where his ancestors have been for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And then vaguely causes them trouble or solves a problem.
He shows up fully clothed in an era-appropriate Bat-styled outfit. Just, bloop, I'm in the time stream now. I'm dressed appropriately. I'm going to go kick some ass.
I'm Bat Fighter. I'm Bat Pirate. I'm Bat Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm Bat Caveman.
Yeah. So, how?
My personal...
He just wait, the time stream itself creates the costumes for him?
The key thing for this issue for me is how much worse this could have been.
Or does when he plop into the time stream, time creates a physicality for him to inhabit.
Persona.
A bat persona for him to inhabit when he gets there. So it's really only his mind diddly bopping around. And the time stream creates a new complete body form based on his mindset.
Well, that's an interesting concept in a horrible kind of way. But my takeaway is this. Imagine how much worse this book could have been if...
You're not going to get me to appreciate it by thinking of something worse.
No, but I think this is valid. Jonah Hex, this is the first time that we've had to deal with a regular character showing up.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
What if Bat Caveman was sitting there with Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur?
Oh.
Admittedly Marvel, but you follow me? Like, what if they were always running into other...
Ugh. Well,
you
then
see where I'm going?
Well, this would explain those kind of things.
Batman meets Etrigan for the first time. You know what? At least they're not going that route.
Yeah. Yeah. There is that. No, this could be worse. There just are definite problems I have with it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at least Batman got the shit shot out of him by Jonah Hex, who's ashamed of it. In a confusing plot point.
I mean, he's got this fully fleshed out history, obviously, because people seem to understand who he is. He's got the equipment and the outfit. He seems to have a reputation in the era. So the time stream must be doing all this for him, or they're dropping him fully formed into a child of that era? What? No. Nothing.
Maybe all of his ancestors have always been heroic, obsessed with bat people.
Which would be something new Morrison made up all on his own.
That you'd
for
absolutely
this.
hate.
I would absolutely loathe it.
Every single Wayne suddenly finds out that his father, Thomas Wayne, was not only a doctor, he also was a veterinarian that saved bats.
No. That's no. That is completely insufficient from a dramatic perspective for me. And it's also just plain lame. See, it just he's just saying
Bat family.
I mean, what book did we see? It's just 6 Elseworlds issues.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not tied into any other greater theme except
it's probably 5 Elseworlds issues and one confusing conclusion.
Yes, that's exactly it. One confusing conclusion. It doesn't.
But Gangster Bat comes
it's
next week.
Not making any sense to me.
When Al Capone meets
Alfonso
Bat-iano.
Yeah, except we've already had that in Scar of the Bat,
which was not good.
No, so why would Morrison's take on it be any better?
Well, it could hardly be worse.
But you know what? Did I tell you he's got a new book coming?
Grant Morrison?
Yeah. A
Invisibat?
new Bat book coming. Batman Inc.
INC or INK?
Incorporated. You think I'm kidding you?
Batman, Batman Incorporated.
Yeah, where apparently he recruits people all over the world to be regional Batman.
Wow.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I can't wait.
Bullshit. You are lying your ass off.
I'm the Connecticut Batman.
Hartford Batman. New Haven Batman. But doesn't Bridgeport need it more than both of us? Shut up.
Dude, imagine like the small towns like
Clinton Batman? He only works between...
Roscoe Flats, New Mexico Batman.
He only works between, dusk and midnight because everybody's fucking asleep by then.
Suddenly Batman has a much greater chance.
Batman well. I don't even remember what happened in Detective Comics. Oh, yeah. No, we went through this one the last time.
Okay.
The great army of Joker clones. Everybody's... It's like the Dark Knight, where every time some new...
Yeah, the freaky Jokers, and he gets cops killed.
Yeah. Every time a different persona comes out stronger than the last persona, they model themselves. There was a bunch of Joker splinter groups. There was the Sons of the Batman. That's all that's happening here, except it's Joker now.
But is it the real Joker or some sort of fake Joker?
I think it is a fake Joker. I don't think they're going for the real one just yet.
They do seem to be implying the fake Joker.
Yeah, and of course the implication of the fake is probably leading us straight to the real, which would not be unexpected. You want to save some shit, or you want to call it even, or what do you want to do?
Where are we at? What have we got left?
Well, it's bloody 11, and I got to work tomorrow, so we got a good dozen books left.
Is there anything you really want to hit before we go?
No, we already talked about that. Widening Gyre.
Nope.
These are all mixed
No,
all
we
the
did
hell.
not.
Yeah, we did.
Nope.
Yeah. The Last Widening Gyre.
Onomatopoeia.
Batman as a love-struck doofus. Kevin, did this really take you a fucking year to knock out? Really? Really?
He built an entire romance so that he could slaughter her with his own personal villain. Here's what I want to talk about this book.
Yeah.
This is my issue. Kevin Smith creates onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Really, pronunciation is not the key issue here. A villain that only talks by describing the sounds that he hears as he's killing heroes.
Yes.
Which is, despite that description, shockingly an intriguing
Mildly
character.
clever, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm
He has
fine
him-
with the
introduces him
character
in Green Arrow,
itself.
makes a nice fight.
Yeah.
Several people reach out to Kevin Smith, wanting to use this character. Kevin's holding on to him, so that he can have this character show up and slaughter Batman's fiancée, Mrs.
Why?
Batman. But my question is it better in this day and age to hold on and protect your character, or to let characters out to either grow or die in the general populace? And I know that seems like a strange question, but I want you to think back.
No,
to
it's a
Prometheus.
perfectly valid question.
Grant Morrison introduces Prometheus in JLA,
Yeah.
the uber villain.
Who sat fallow and almost useless for, 10 years?
And then people take a hold of him and destroy him
Yeah.
until James Robinson's like, I thought this guy was awesome. I'm going to revamp him so I can kill him at least as a cool guy.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, there are a whole ton of things wrong with that.
What's wrong with that?
I'm going to revamp him, and then as soon as I get into the badass that he was, I'm going to kill him off again. It's definitely a flawed plan.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that. How is it flawed? Show me the flaw.
The flaw is why
make
improve a character just to kill him?
So that the death itself, even though you're removing him from the universe, has some kind of impact.
Theoretically,
because otherwise,
at the same time, if you're going to how often does a revamp lead to a death? What's the point? He could have been a doofus who had a great plan. Somebody killed him. Like, that doesn't matter.
I'm just being contrary.
I got that. Yes. But my point is, if you're going to put any kind of lasting impression out there, other people have to move on with the character.
Sure.
At this point, all the great books, for the most part, being created these days, are ending.
Yeah.
Why the Last Man?
Long
100
gone.
Bullets. Preacher.
Ex Machina.
All these books have a start date and a stop date.
Yep.
And no, you know what? Maybe you'll get a Mitchell 100 one-shot here or there.
Sure.
100 Bullets miniseries. But at the end of the day, you haven't introduced anything out there that's going to last beyond you.
Right.
And isn't that kind of what you want to do in comics? I mean, telling a great story is telling a great story. I'm certainly not mocking. One of my all-time favorite books is 100 Bullets.
Yeah.
But don't you kind of want, as a creator, if you were to be a comic creator, which you've thought about a great deal,
if you're going to work on an initial property, it belongs to somebody else, like Batman, and you get the opportunity to introduce a bit of your personal creativity into it, then yes, I would rather have them last. Absolutely. Move them on. Have them go up to bigger and better things as often as possible.
right?
Sure. But Kevin Smith, as we all know, is a big fat egotist. So if he can hold on to something and go to town with it when he wants to, oddly enough on his own fucking schedule, when he's not making bad buddy cop comedies.
And you haven't seen it. It could be phenomenal. Who knows? If Harold and Kumar can be funny, all things are possible on Earth.
Yeah, but ain't nobody said this one was good.
Fair enough. But my point is, like, if you're going to put your take on a character, if you're going to make something out there in a comic book, wouldn't it be nice? Like, would Batman be as great as he is if it was only Bob Kane who wrote him?
Oh, God, no. But isn't that what I was saying?
To a degree, but what you're saying, only if you're going to touch a character that's already created.
No. I said, if you're working on
a pre-existing
character,
which is what I just said,
and then you introduce something that's yours, you would want that one to continue on and have an impact.
Right, but when Bob created Batman, he wasn't thinking this character is just for me, and, well, perhaps he was, who knows. But the character got to the point where it is because other people went on. So when you create Preacher, but you're writing to the end of your writing, it's not going to hit that level.
No.
It can't do that. Bob Kane wasn't thinking this character is going to be around in 2010 with movies by so-and-so. These creations...
But Smith with Onomatopoeia and what's-his-face with Prometheus, these were things created by other people, and they moved them on, and Smith doesn't want anybody using onomatopoeia.
Well, he may down the line. Who's to say? He may have been saving him for this.
Yeah, he could have been. But there's no reason he couldn't have gotten away with another story. Just let somebody show him up in fucking Green Arrow or something.
I mean, what's the last great Batman villain to be introduced?
New?
Yeah.
Ooh, Tuffy.
Exactly.
Well, Ra's al Ghul was only in the 60s, actually.
Well, Scarface was more recent than that.
Scarface was in the mid-80s, yes. And I enjoy Scarface stories quite a bit.
But, in general, you're not getting a lot of new... I mean, what's the last new character who's taken over? The Punisher? Wolverine? Ghost Rider?
What's that question again?
Who are the big new characters getting introduced? I mean, in the 70s, Deathlock. You know, I mean,
Ew.
when are we going to see 90s characters coming out and making a presence? They're trying it with Nova, God help us all.
Can they really? I mean,
Amadeus Cho.
everybody's really working under the shadow of everybody else.
But they always were. And yet characters have evolved throughout that whole period. The X-Men came out in the 60s, Batman in the 20s. There's always been an evolution.
This is such a fucked up movie.
Venom?
Venom.
You may hate him. But
He made quite an impact. I was happy to see him for a long time until he started showing up fucking everywhere.
He's still better than Carnage.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane got a hold of him, and I just became irritated at the very mention of Venom.
But no, I guess my question is really, where are we going, and who are the characters that are going to take us there? How many first appearances do you have that matter?
Ugh. Almost none.
Isn't that kind of sad in a sense?
It is. But every time somebody comes up with something, creator, it's... With the whole creators' rights issue, if you remember, with the Image guys in the early 90s, they implied heavily that everything they created for the big two was simply hack work until they could get a big enough rep where they could do their own shit and keep their own shit and develop their own shit any way they possibly fucking please. But then you see where that got them.
Well, there's an interesting point. But obviously that's not the case. McFarlane's
who's
Spider-Man...
holding back now? Who's making really good shit that they're not keeping for themselves?
Mignola.
What's he creating that he isn't keeping for himself?
Hellboy, the BPRD... Dude, half a dozen
Well,
of those
he
books by done other people.
he licenses them out, but I mean, it's not like if he ever tears up the contract from Dark Horse will never be able to publish those things again. He still retains the rights.
Fair enough. But at least he's let other people play in his pool, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes, that's a good point. And I haven't read a lot of them because I got in the game too late, and there's no really good collected editions just yet. But I'm sure BPRD is a damn fine book.
I've enjoyed it.
I'm not sure where it could possibly lead when. Wow, that was a huge explosion of a body from a shotgun. Holy crap. No. I'm trying hard, but it's getting late, and I've had some beer. So, who has been created that's made an impact lately?
I mean, you think about Grant Morrison, and when he brought Aztec to play, that was a character that was meant to make a huge impact and went nowhere.
Yeah, it went absolutely nowhere.
And it was a great character and a fun book. I was a big fan of that and pushed it on you, and you wanted to hit me, but I enjoyed it. Ambush Bug is nowhere. You never know who's going to make an impact. But it doesn't feel, with all these books, all these great talents making their own books and stopping them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to put some stuff out there for other people to play with to build us to that next level,
right.
I guess. And I certainly respect creative own work and why you would do that and having complete control, because you get phenomenal things like Preacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get things like
Yorick.
But this world that they grew up in needs new blood too, and maybe that is something to be thought about.
It's a very good point.
We just had Craven come back, for God's sake.
They couldn't have made. Well, no, they would. Somebody wanted to tell that story. They wanted him back, but they could have done any number of similar stories with brand new characters.
Maybe
but
not with the Gauntlet.
You have to.
But yes, you could have had some new villain come out there.
But would anybody trust a new character to have that much impact?
There's no faith
fast?
in a new character to make an impact anymore. I mean, I guess in a sense, you're always hoping the next new character. Somebody probably thought Turner D. Century would still be befuddling people with three-wheeled bicycles and handlebar mustaches. Goblinita was probably planned to be a major character. In the 70s, they thought El Tigra was going to be a big deal. Now she just bangs superheroes and gets her ass kicked. The world's fuzziest Uber whore.
Ew. Just the idea of what that sentence implies is horrifying.
What's that?
The world's furriest Uber whore. That's not the title. We suddenly got incredibly deep, and while I enjoyed it,
it is out of character.
It's not only is it out of character, it's very late, and I want to go to bed now. And it's a very long episode. It's an hour and a half at this point. So we've done very well for ourselves.
I really don't feel that way.
Remember, kids, come visit. Drop us an email. All the contact stuff is on the website at www.themeangeek.com. Having established that, good night.
Bless you, fuckers.
Laters.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. Subscribe to us through RSS, and most importantly, find us as a proud member on the Comics Podcast Network. Contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.